Okay, I have to redo this video. This is my second time trying to make this video. So this COVID-19 and coronavirus, it's actually three different types of viruses that are going around. The COVID-19 is the worst virus that's going around right now. And so I wanted to give some advice on what I've been doing to help me with my symptoms. I've been isolating myself for a while, kind of keeping myself in quarantine. But this is the first time I've been outside in 6 months. Not the first time, but I haven't been hardly outside at all, and I haven't been getting any sunlight. But it's completely empty in this park. There's 3 people, and they're far away, over 100 feet away. But one of the rules to help with coronavirus is to stay 6 feet away from the person that you're near. Don't be in large groups or gatherings. But another thing is that I take thyme and bergamot oil. And bergamot oil helps with colds and flus and bacteria infections, as well as thyme oil, which is THYME, helps with viruses, bacteria infections in the body and in the lungs, as well as inflammation. And thyme oil was used in the bubonic plague back, in the 13 and 1400s, and that's how some people survived. It's a bit expensive, but you can buy thyme and bergamot oil for between $4 and $8 for 1 ounce. It's about this big. So yeah, just add it to your drinks every day. If you're drinking water, if you're making tea. They also have Yogi cold tea. The brand is called Yogi, and it has 16 different plants in it. And it's called Yogi cold tea. You can get it in a 3 or 6 pack, and you'll be saving money. But if you just buy one, it's $6 for 1 box, which is too much. You could buy a pack of 3 Yogi cold teas, a pack of 3 for $25, or a pack of 6 for $35. So you'll be getting extra for your buck, basically. What I take every day to fight off the cold and flu symptoms that I've been having is not only thyme and bergamot oil, but ginger, garlic, and okra, which this woman on YouTube had a vision from what she says is the Lord. I don't know which God of Israel she's talking about, because most people don't know which God of Israel they're praying to. Obviously, the Bible doesn't really, the New English Bibles, take out the names of the gods, and they transfer it into one God and just call it God and Lord. And so, this lady, I guess, she was a Christian, and she didn't know. She said the Lord gave her a vision, or a dream, actually, a dream. And I'll put a link to the woman's dream that she had, that people were taking this vegetable called okra, as well as ginger and garlic, and they were fighting off the COVID-19 symptoms they were having. But it's not only those things that can help fight it off, but ginger, garlic, and turmeric to help with inflammation, to help fight off any viruses that are that can destroy your immune system and put you in the hospital. But you don't want to overdose. You have to take small amounts every day. So for example, if you take ginger, maybe 2 or 3 pieces this big every day, and if you're taking garlic, maybe just 2 pieces this big every day at the most. If it's raw, it's a lot more powerful, and you have to be very careful with garlic. I had too much garlic the other day, and it was causing me serious gas pains, and I was really gassy and farting a lot. And so you have to be really careful not to overdose on on anything that you eat or drink, or anything that goes into your body, because the body is a temple. The body is the holy temple that is that holds your spirit and your soul. And if it's sick, then it'll be more difficult to come into contact with your higher self and who you are as a soul and as a higher being. It makes it more difficult when you're physically sick and you're not eating the right foods, taking the right things. So I'm not worried about the virus. I think it's stupid. I don't think that people should have a fucking vaccine. I think vaccines are dangerous, and I suggest not taking the vaccine. And, you know, some people may get backlash for saying that, but honestly, you don't know what's in that vaccine, and you don't know who's behind creating it creating the vaccines. Like, you don't know these scientists. You don't know what their agenda is or their plan when they create these vaccines. You don't know, like, what higher power is helping them to make the vaccines. Like, you don't know if it's an evil being behind it that wants to affect your immune system worse and might trick the scientist into thinking that it helps people. Like, that's just an idea that I have. You know, I might be wrong, but it's better to rely on the plants that God created that comes from the ground than rely on a stupid vaccine. I mean, that's my opinion. Unless, like, you're about to fucking die and you don't have any other choice and you have nothing else to help you and you decide to be stupid and not heal with plants and all of a sudden you're dying from the coronavirus, then I would still say don't go to the hospital, but, like, I would say, like, die in your bed, basically, you know? Like, don't be stupid and not take plants. Plants are the healing medicine of Earth. Our Mother Earth that gives us this physical body created everything that's physical that comes from the Earth. So the Earth is the answer and the medicine. And to take care of the body, you have to eat the physical foods that come from where your body came from. And as the Bible says, as you are created from dust, and so you shall return to the dust. And also so it's thyme, bergamot oil, ginger, garlic, okra, radishes, and radishes as well really helps with infections in the lungs. Peppermint oil and sage. You can put sage and peppermint in you know, the plant, and boil it in some hot water, turn it into a tea. Make sure the tea is really, really dark, like almost black, to try to fight off an infection in your lungs. That's what I've done a few times when I couldn't breathe, or when my lungs felt like they were swelling up. So, trying to think of that one other plant. I'm not sure if I mentioned it yet. Okay, I just remembered what it's called. It's called turmeric. Turmeric root is really expensive. It's like $8 for three or four roots that are like this big, because of what it can do. Garlic is really expensive because the people know that it has to be expensive because there's a lot of people with the coronavirus, you know, that's going around. So that is the medicine. You can find garlic and turmeric root in Mexican grocery stores specifically. But I suggest don't touch all the food by trying to pick the food and then you touch it and then move it before you pick something. I've seen a woman do that. That's not right. Like, people shouldn't do that. Whatever you touch first, that's what you need to take. So if you touch something, you take it and you buy it. Don't touch the rest of the food when you don't know what germs are on your hands. And I've been washing my hands between 10 and 20 times a day. And yeah, keep the hygiene going. Like, keep your face clean, keep your mouth clean, rinse your mouth out with mouthwash to kill 80% of the bacteria in your mouth, because if you breathe and cough and talk around people, you're spreading germs, and you don't know if you're spreading the virus. The virus doesn't show signs till like a month later, so there's like a full month that you won't even know that you have the virus, and by the time you figure it out, it might be too late, especially if you're really like you have like small children or animals, or if you're old, or if you have a pre-existing condition like COPD, asthma, bronchitis. Peppermint and sage can help breathe. You turn it into like a tea. You know, just get a simple like pot. If you don't have anything, just get a cooking pot, put purified water in it from the fridge, or like you know, purify the water with a purifier, and then boil it on the stove for like 30 minutes, and make sure the tea is dark. The tea should be dark brown, almost black. Green tea is good to help fight off viruses and you know, different things in the body. Green tea can help prevent cancer and can fight cancer if you have cancer. It can bring down you know, tumors in the body, but you have to drink green tea every day for it to work. And this ginger, and look at that light beam from the sun. That's like right in front of me. That is so cool. Wow. Oh, that's cool. So, like ginger, garlic, thyme, bergamot oil, peppermint and sage to breathe, and to get rid of the infection in your lungs. And there are a list of other plants you can take for breathing. There's yogi breathing tea that you can get in a pack of 3 or 6 that has like 8 or 10 different plants in it. You can get it on Amazon or eBay, and it's all plants to help the lungs to breathe and to open up the airways. So if you do have an pneumonia or COVID-19, I suggest you stay home and isolate yourself in your bedroom with the door locked and closed so no one comes in or out. I wouldn't suggest going to the hospital, and I wouldn't suggest taking a vaccine if they do start creating vaccines. I wouldn't suggest like going to the hospital, because you will spread it to everyone else who's already sick and in poor condition, and those people already in the hospital will probably die if you go to the hospital with if you have pneumonia. So just hawk up the mucus or the green stuff that's in your lungs, and you know, stand up to get blood flow if you can. Stand up and walk around. And peppermint, sage, and bergamot oil, and I can't remember the rest of the plant names that help with breathing, but echinacea is good for the immune system. Echinacea and vitamin C. Vitamin C doesn't work as good as everything else I'm talking about. Vitamin C is like if you're lazy and you don't want to help your body in the way that it needs to, then you could try vitamin C, but vitamin C doesn't do anything for me when I have a cold. When I catch a cold, it's like for 2 weeks to a month and a half. I've always had a weak immune system for a few years now, and I'm not really sure why, but I catch colds all the fucking time, and I get sick all the time. But okra is like a green vegetable that you can take to fight off viruses and infections in the lungs and the body, and to help you breathe. It's a cheaper vegetable, but get only enough for you and your family. Like, don't hog it all up. Like, other people do need these products, you know, do need these plants and herbs to heal their bodies if you are showing any kind of symptoms. You know, if your breathing gets bad, if you notice any kind of cold symptoms, like if your nose gets stuffed up, then just start taking this and immediately stay in your room and lock the door for as long as you can without going outside. If you need sun, or if you feel like you want to be outside, just like open up your blinds or your window to look out, but like don't talk near food. Don't breathe on people's food. Like, people do that all the time. Like they're having a conversation, and they're like standing like 3 or 4 feet away from someone's food, and they'll be talking near the food, and that spreads germs from the mouth, because the mouth is the most germiest place on a human being. The mouth has like billions of like nasty bacteria, and it's actually scientifically proven that a canine or a dog's mouth has less bacteria than a human's mouth. So let's check out these clouds. These clouds actually look nice. They actually look decent. So this is the first time in like 3 months, I would say. I've only been like to the park like 2 times in 3 months, and I've been indoors like all the time. So I'm just staying away from people altogether. I'm not being in groups. I don't even hang out individually with anyone with this virus going on until it goes away. So which it's probably never going to fully go away, and you will have to, your immune system will have to adapt to survive, as germs have to survive as well, and the germs will fight to survive just like the human fights to survive, and it's like a whole system. And so viruses and germs will get stronger over time, and so the body and the spirit, the mind, have to come together to heal yourself. And you need the existence and the life of other plants and other vegetables to heal, or you will die, possibly, or you'll spread your disease of coronavirus to others. So, yeah, if you need to get sunlight, I would suggest stay in your backyard, or, separate yourself from other people. So, yeah.